Oh, you really want to get involved in the podcast?
Oh, he's up there. Oh
Yeah.
my God, he's so cute.
This is just the best YouTube promo ever.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here, we can...
Whitey, get on the mic.
Here.
Wait.
Here. Yo. This is the first podcasting dog. Yo. What's up, and welcome back to Extra Dosing. As always, it is I, Billy, Mad Dog, Mackenzie, and we have an extra special guest in the studio, my dog Whitey.
Whoa, Whitey!
And he's just gonna sleep in the corner,
And
but he
hang
got
out.
excited by us clapping and getting ready for the.
I'm obsessed with Whitey.
Yeah, so if you hear a little bit of panting, it's just my dog. He really loves coming into the office, so
And we love having him.
exactly. So he's gonna chill out for a second.
He is a great dog.
He's the best.
You've not shockingly, but like it is crazy how good you've trained him.
Look, I mean, some people have specialties, animals. I just have a different second sense with. But the key, I mean, also like big dogs are actually great apartment dogs because they sleep so much. So like if you're going to take the dog out for the same amount of time, you want a dog that's going to get tired the rest of the time. So they're not like bouncing around like a small apartment. So
That's
Yeah.
as opposed to like little dogs are just got way more energy, whereas a big dog just sleeps.
That's true. No, so Whitey's here. We're all hanging out. We're just here to catch up, really.
Yeah. Just did some Mad Honey yesterday.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Mad Honey review. Only reason I didn't like it in the beginning was because everyone was trying to freak me out about like people getting paralyzed. If I had gone into it with a little better vibe, it would have been a much better experience. But it was just like you sort of felt flushed a little bit. You just feel flushed a little bit, like your face.
Like your face was hot.
And then I was like, your throat feels a little tingly, and then you're like, oh my God, is my throat closing up? Am I allergic to this?
Mhm.
And then once you get over all that, you're just like, oh, let's just have a good time.
Right.
And then you're just giggly, and you just can't focus really. That might just be me, but like I couldn't formulate sentences.
No, you cannot.
If you could, like I could once I got into it, but there was a point of the podcast where I just couldn't say things.
Hey, Whitey.
Oh, you really want to get involved in the podcast?
Oh, he's up there. Oh
Yeah.
my God, he's so cute.
This is just the best YouTube promo ever.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here, we can...
Whitey, get on the mic.
Here.
Wait.
Here. Yo. This is the first podcasting dog. Yo. What do you want to say to the podcast? Don't lick it. Okay. So that was his intro.
He has like a 6-pack.
Yeah, he's pretty muscular.
He is like huge. It is wild.
He does need to lose a little weight.
No, not in like that way. Just like he's
He's a chonk.
he literally is a chonk.
Yeah.
He's a chonk.
There's no other way to describe it.
No.
Yeah.
He's the best though. He's like a little cow.
When
Like a bull.
he was a puppy, he looked like a piglet.
Right. You've
Oh.
shown me pictures. Yeah.
He was just pink,
Oh.
and my mom still calls him Piglet.
Oh, that's
Well, because he's
cute.
kind of pink even now.
Yeah, he's just
He doesn't have a lot of hair on him.
but he sheds.
Oh,
But it's white hair, which I feel is like cleaner. That's probably totally
does it? I don't notice it on your clothes that often though.
because I don't wear that much black anymore.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It's only like black or darker clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is just the best. I'm gonna have it all over my clothes. That's okay.
Mm,
That's fine.
I miss my dog.
It's worth it.
mm. Mincy got fired.
You can comment on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sad because Mincy and I created so much content together.
And he was your neighbor.
We lived very close to each other. We did the Mincy experiment. We'd go like literally. There was a time right after the pandemic, most of my friends were working remote, so they never moved into the city. So Mincy was Mincy was also a big foodie. So when I had moved into Hoboken and was trying to get to know the area, Mincy and I used to just go to random restaurants together.
Mm-hmm.
And he always knew the best ones. And it's not like Mincy's dead, but
He isn't.
it's just, it's such a shame to see. I mean, look, what he did is what he did. I mean, I'm not trying to justify any of it. But, I was looking forward to go down to New Orleans and we were gonna do a little like content creation there, bounce around, go to his favorite restaurants. So that can still happen, but I'm not sure if it can be content. But that was something I was looking forward to in the future. But yeah, it sucks. But talk to Mincy, he's in a good place. So hey, not condoning anything he did. As we all can see, and everyone could probably tell, there's not a hateful bone in Mincy's body. He just made a mistake. Yeah. But moving on.
What can you do?
Yeah. I'm in my protein era.
That's huge.
And I'm about to be.
High protein. If you don't have like a serious amount of protein in your diet, you're just opening yourself up to getting injured.
So I have a different... I'm not getting injured probably with whatever I'm doing, but I was talking about this yesterday on the episode, I think. And I think I just kind of like forget to eat protein a lot. And I'm like I'm not lifting like you are. Like it's not like I'm exercising to that degree. I just go work out every morning and do like a little soul cycle class. And I kind of just forget to eat meat a lot unless I'm out. So this morning I made cottage cheese eggs.
Yeah.
And that's like, so cottage cheese is the new TikTok food right now.
Really?
Yeah. People are finding out about cottage cheese.
What is it, like probiotic? What's the
gut health, protein, good for you kind of thing. A superfood, some may call it. People are realizing you can put it on a lot of things. But one of the things that people have been talking about are cottage cheese eggs, where you mix cottage cheese and eggs and you basically like make a scramble with it. I am not a cottage cheese consumer on the reg. I don't think I've had cottage cheese since I was like 3 or 4. Like, and I couldn't eat solid foods. I did almost puke making it, but it tasted
making it.
I don't like the look of it.
So when I was working at a restaurant, they actually had this amazing. They would serve cottage cheese and salted olive oil was the dip. For bread, and it was way better than butter. Try it if you haven't. Like if you're like as a spread, like on some Italian bread or something like that. That was like one of my jobs, to set up like, the bread baskets and dip. And it's honestly like I used to put it like I used to take like big vats
of it.
Yeah. So I understand how it could be a little disgusting.
It's just like the look of it. I don't do good like when sour cream gets that pool of liquid on top.
Oh no,
I can't. And that's
I don't
what
like
cottage
mayo. Like I like mayo.
Like I don't like looking at things like that.
It grosses me
and
out.
So it hurts. And so I literally made a TikTok of me doing it because I was just like, this is kind of funny for my friends. And like there was a point I was like gagging over my sink.
Yeah.
But they were really good. And it's, I want to say like 40 grams of protein.
Whoa. Just
in the eggs. And then I made like a little egg sandwich with Ezekiel bread. You know that grind? I had that with Ezekiel bread. And then on top of that, I had protein coffee, and I just mixed my cold brew with a protein shake.
Now, if you're consuming that much protein...
Is that too much?
No. You just need to make sure you have some auxiliary, like, digestive consumption.
Like fiber?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I do. Because I have like a detox probiotic pill that I take every morning. That's like my probiotic type thing. So I've got that on lock. And then I also eat like usually for salad or for like lunch, I'll have like a salad with just all greens. And then, I got that on lock. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All girls have that kind of on.
Oh yeah.
They have their routine.
Yeah. I just started taking liver, like actually.
Like chicken liver?
No, like I've been eating straight up beef liver.
Ew,
like
why?
I'm on this like trying to get to Memorial Day.
Yeah, you're a grind.
I couldn't work out for like 3 weeks because of hives.
Right.
Now I'm just like, fuck it. Like I'm just gonna grind through it.
Right.
Because my doctor was like, don't work out. I was breaking out in hives. Long story. I can't figure out.
We all know. Everyone knows this was like a thing for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I got really out of shape and like I couldn't drink, so all I could do was eat. Like
how did you get out of shape that quickly, Billy?
Well, I didn't really get out of shape. I just put on a ton of weight. Because, like...
Okay. Do boys fluctuate that quickly?
Kind of.
Boys will be like, yeah, I just stopped drinking for a week.
And then I lost like 10
20
pounds.
I'm like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. But I just started eating an egregious amount because it was the only activity that, like, like I really enjoy.
Mm.
Like exercise, booze, and eating are my 3 dopamine chasers.
Okay.
And then when you can't do like eliminate 2 of those,
Yeah.
then like I
Tough,
just ate.
tough. Yeah.
So I was consuming like 4,000 calories a day and just burning 0.
Okay.
But so I'm like on this kick right now. So I'm on liver, crazy probiotics. A lot of people are
What
asking
probiotic are you taking?
Lactobacillus reuteri.
Is it a pill form?
Uh,
Or what are you doing?
it's combined in a bunch of it, but Lactobacillus reuteri is supposed to raise your testosterone and is like really good for your overall anabolic health. I don't know what it does for girls, but in mice it like raised testosterone and actually caused them to like have growth in various regions.
Because that whatever that hormone you told me to get on.
L-carnitine?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
B12.
I do B12 every
Oh.
morning, but the L-carnitine, I did not notice a single difference. Because one of our coworkers said that he was on it and he lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
What?
I did not notice that same effect.
Yeah, I think that's more, I don't know. L-carnitine, the way I take it is I literally take a shot of it. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, I literally use a needle and shoot L-carnitine into myself.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I've been taking this detox pill and it's been crazy.
Whoa.
And I feel like so much less bloated because it has marshmallow root in it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that was a root. Didn't know it was going to help me. But I just got it at CVS because I was, I had like kind of just like run into CVS and then I like
Mhm.
spent $80.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just found that and I was like, I'll see. And then it's working. It's the first thing I've ever taken that's like, I noticed a difference.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Nice.
The
There's-
Hers detox pill, if anyone's listening.
For those
No
who are
free
for those who are like listening to this and be like, these fucking people are just like so concerned with like fucking health. There's two roads that you can go on in, knowing a bunch of people in New York City. We're all working crazy hours, high stress jobs. You're either addicted to methamphetamines and sleeping pills,
Or I'm taking detox pills.
or you're just trying to like work out and
Yeah.
take beef liver and shit and trying to figure out how to like
No, it's
stay on the
so
ball.
true.
Like there's
Yeah.
there's two
Like,
alleys.
We're not investment bankers. We're not snorting coke. It's like
Like,
I'm gonna take the marshmallow route,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's better. That's a better route.
yeah.
But I also we were talking about this on the episode yesterday too. It's like I actually want to like take care of myself,
Yeah.
Right.
and so I guess I'm just gonna eat a fuck ton of protein.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're trying to quit nicotine. It's all hard. Trying to keep ourselves going
Mhm.
to be buzzing, but hey.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And once I live alone in life and in maybe a few months, I think I'm gonna get like really into cooking.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have like a bigger kitchen that's all like I don't have to share any space with anyone.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna be like I'm gonna be so bored because I have no one to talk to, and so I'm gonna be like I might as well cook.
Yeah.
Like I have to like waste time doing something almost.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
This is probably very niche, but it's just when I meal prep, I can only meal prep my dinner. And
That makes sense. I don't want to like meal prep eggs.
like bring stuff to the office.
Do you meal prep?
Yeah.
Okay.
But hey, all in pursuit of just mental
Being
health,
ripped.
really.
I know.
I know it really is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care about like when I go to the gym. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't care what I care what I look like, but it's like
It's a mental thing.
it's really like I have anxiety and like I have like my roommates are like you work out so often, it's so great. I'm like, no, it's because like I have to, or else I
Yeah.
will go literally insane.
Yeah.
It's like you just have to do it.
I have noticed how crazy like of a difference it makes me now. Like if
Yeah.
I don't work out versus when I
Yeah,
do.
like you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And
like,
it-
why wouldn't I?
And then I just like doing it. I like getting up and I like doing it.
Off days are like when it's like, okay, it's the weekend, I shouldn't work out. I actually feel worse.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, it's also probably because my
drinking.
off days when I'm drinking.
Yeah, no, but like that's what makes me want to start drinking. Like, shit, like don't really have time to work out today because I got some like social engagement on a
Yeah.
Saturday. And it's
Yeah.
like, let's just start drinking.
But then like if you do, like if you know you're drinking at a certain time, like say like Saturday, but you work out during the day,
Yeah.
like while you're drinking, you're like, well, I worked out today. So
Mhm.
it's like it like equals
I
it
can have
out.
3 more vodka sodas.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'll be fine.
But you know what's weird? Previous generations never worked out this much. So it's just like,
I don't know.
I feel like they did more manual labor.
Right,
Really,
right.
we don't do much manual labor in the confines of these four
Right,
walls.
right. But the thing is, even people who like weren't working manual labor jobs, like they never worked out this much. Like that's the craziest part. It's like
Also,
like,
I feel like people weren't as obsessed with their outer appearance.
Yeah, like social media.
right, but also, you know, I'm not like a chiseled, you know, Greek god, but you know, like I work out a lot, but it's mostly for my mental health. But like people back then didn't have those mental health problems that made them want to work out so much.
Right, that's true.
It's like
Yeah.
people aren't. So it's like, what the fuck? Like,
Or they were in the war.
Yeah, yeah.
Or that's how they were getting.
They were
Yeah.
getting malnourished in Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, and then like your grandpa came back from Korea. He had a 6-pack. He hadn't eaten solid foods in 6 months.
Yeah,
there are different ways to go about that.
and then he just drank his mental problems.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're getting a butt heavy.
Yeah,
And then that's why we all have mental problems
Because
of that.
It's trickle down
okay.
economics.
Oh,
Okay.
epigenetics. Okay, that
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
we have
yeah.
so we figured that out.
So, Grandpa gets hit by shrapnel. I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I have to work out now.
Yeah, I have to go to Soul Cycle every day at 7 a.m.
No, not that. That sounds really. You know, shout out to all the people who served. Yeah, we're not trying to take, but there actually is truth to epigenetics and
No, yeah, it
and
definitely.
generational
Yeah.
psychological
Just in general,
stuff.
not necessarily if you were. In
Also,
the
I just
war.
feel like everyone that was born before 1950 was just mean. Like I don't think I have this like weird thing where it's like I don't think joy was created until like 1967.
When people started doing drugs. That's
Maybe.
Yeah, joy. That's when drugs started.
Yeah,
Nailed
but like
it.
I look at old photos, like do you think the people in Little Women were happy? No.
I think they were very oppressed.
Yeah. Like there's no way joy existed in the
But, like,
19th
also-
century.
But the women were
they
definitely
didn't know
not
anything
happy.
different either.
Yeah,
But the
That's true.
men were also not happy either.
No, I'm not.
Right,
I'm
no
not
one.
saying just women. This isn't a women thing. This is just an everyone thing.
Yeah.
How? Yeah, like I guess they didn't know any better. Like people could look back on 200 years from now and like look at pictures of us and be like, oh my god, those poor people.
Yeah.
They didn't have the microchip in their brain or whatever the fuck they're gonna
Yeah,
have.
they were just imagine
They were
they're just
raw
like,
dogging it
with no microchip.
with no microchip, and you're like, oh,
They didn't have the anti-anxiety microchip.
They're like, oh, they had to go to therapy.
right, and you're like, I'm having the time of my life.
Pathetic.
Like every time there's a new malware, they don't get the update.
They didn't get software updates every time. Like that's the difference between
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
right.
oh, like we got the depression update, solved all that.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's just gonna be like we're the characters in WALL-E that are like
Yes.
in those chairs
Yep.
that just like
Mhm.
float around and we're on like a spaceship. Like, oh my god, they lived on Earth. Those poor humans.
Those savages.
Yeah, no, that's literally what it's gonna be.
They're gonna be like they interacted with the internet using tools like
Oh my God.
ancient Stone
Oh
Age
my god, they
computers.
used their hands.
They
Yeah.
wrote
They
their
wrote
own
things.
things.
They didn't just think into the internet.
Yeah, like, but again, yeah.
It's gonna be
so
wild.
funny.
And then they're gonna be like, you guys, like those terrible people abused technology and were anti-AI. And then like when the AI robots are around, they're like,
Yeah.
you guys were, like speciest. Like
Right.
it's gonna be
you've
wild.
mentioned that you
It's
think
gonna be
people are
wild.
gonna be speciest.
Yeah.
I don't see yet how that's coming into play.
So no, basically when the robots become beings, they're gonna be like, we deserve rights, and like look at all the abuse you've done to us for thousands of years by like
True.
throwing computers out,
Damn.
Yeah.
like in the trash.
There's gonna be like a robot revolution.
Yeah, like they're gonna be like, they used to strip our innards to make new
Right.
melted down into new chips. And it's like, oh shit, I just like sold my computer for scrap. Like,
And you're like, now, and who's the fool now?
yeah,
Right.
And now I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Damn. That is crazy. I keep forgetting Whitey's in here. I don't know why I said it like that, Whitey. And every time he moves, it scares me a little bit. But he's
Yeah.
really just chilling.
That's what he does. He's the best.
He is the best.
So
but
let's
yeah,
get into our first topic.
Yeah. So I'm on day 2 of Soft 75. 75 Soft.
Oh, Dukes, if you haven't heard, Dukes
know, poor
would
guy.
have been with us today.
Mm.
But he shattered and dislocated his ankle in his alumni lacrosse game.
I can't believe that. That's the most Dukes.
It's the most
thing
Dukes
I've
thing.
ever heard
Prayers
of
for
ever.
Dukes, but that is the most Dukes thing to happen.
But the worst thing is that injury is so debilitating.
Oh, he's gonna be out for like 6 months.
Yeah, and
What?
it's
It's like a 6-month recovery. He broke his ankle in 3 different places and dislocated it.
Oh my god.
It was like one of those the videos
What?
online where it was one of those where his legs turned the other way.
I didn't look at it. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
No, shout outs to Dukes. If you're listening to this, give
We love you,
D00GS on Twitter, Instagram. Just follow him and just give him your regards.
Please, for the love of
The
God.
video's posted there, so check that out.
Oh, I don't want to see it.
But that's one of those things where you're not going to be getting injuries nowadays out of college when you're not a college athlete. It's just weird because like you can't go get PT. You can't go to the
can.
trainer's room.
Right.
Well, okay. Also, Billy, none of us could if we were NARPs.
Oh,
I couldn't just walk into like a random training room and
okay,
in
never
my
mind.
college.
This is a phenomenon that's new to me.
Yeah,
That like when I got hurt, I would just before practice.
you'd be like, oh,
there's-
let me go.
There's
talk to this
easy
person.
access
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
stuff, but now like if you get hurt, like you have to go somewhere, and it's an extra like travel 30 minutes. Like that's just not sustainable.
No.
Also, I can't imagine like especially a leg injury.
being
being
here.
in New York City, like
No.
Oh.
that seems like my worst nightmare. Like, how do you get around? Like, what do you like? You just can't go anywhere. Like,
No, you
just
literally can't.
You just can't.
It's really a slippery slope also because he's just going to get prescribed a ton of opioids.
Oh no.
And like I just fear. I don't think Duke's gonna get hooked on opioids, but like when you
think
can't
so.
do
I
I
anything
think
else
he'll be fine.
and you're trapped inside all summer and you can't get
Right.
around and you can't go to parties, you can't go to bars, like you're just gonna be sitting on your couch a lot and
Especially summer coming up. Like,
yeah, flush the
He
perk.
said he's just gonna start streaming video games, which is way better than.
honestly, that's
Doing
probably a
Klonopin.
good idea.
Oh man, that's the FOMO would kill me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Also, I feel like Dukes has a FOMO,
Yeah,
Oh,
attitude.
high
yes.
FOMO
I think he definitely does.
alert.
Yeah, I just like no, I couldn't imagine having to like get around like anywhere. I
Oh my god,
don't
no.
know. Like he's gonna have one of those little like
The
scooter
scooters.
things, which is probably better than having like crutches, I guess. But
I guess
you walk everywhere in New York City,
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
or you go on the subway. But like you have to.
I know. I do know he just moved into an elevator building, which is
Good.
huge.
Oh, thank God.
Because he was living in like a
Oh, walk
5th
up.
floor walk up.
Oh goodness, you'd have to. Like,
Mm.
what would you do?
Yeah. So I mean, at least he has that. Like at least he has an elevator,
Right.
I think. But yeah, prayers for Dukes.
Prayers for Dukes.
Poor kid.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we
Love
don't
him
have to
dear.
Worry about that.
Love him dearly.
Hopefully, honestly, let's just shoot him up with BPC 157, get him some HGH. Hopefully, it heals faster. That's what Conor McGregor did when he snapped his leg. Okay, Succession.
Okay.
So last time we talked about Succession was right after the death in episode 3.
Also,
of
spoiler
season-
alert, if you're not caught up.
Yeah.
But I think
I
we
mean,
know
if you're
that by
listening
now.
to this and aren't caught up,
What
I
are you
mean,
doing?
why'd you click?
Right.
So wait, what? We're at season 3?
Season 4, episode 6 just
Okay.
aired. And
Just
we
aired.
are in the thick of it, William.
This is where the fun part started.
Yes, except now it's getting to the point where I don't have a finance degree and I'm starting to lose what's going on here.
Oh, like the cash stock
Yeah.
split.
The 192. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's actually pretty like
I figured it out, but it took me a minute to. Sometimes I just gotta wait a second. Like I gotta watch the episode and just take it in and then figure out what's going on. Just
yeah.
take it in at pure entertainment value and then get the information later, which I think is how a lot of people listen to that.
Most of that like finance lingo is pretty easy to understand stuff. They just use fancy terms.
Mhm.
Right.
They're pretty antiquated, but they use them just so they seem special and make everyone else think that no one else can do what they do. When in reality,
my brother is like financial advisor, and he like helps me buy like stocks and bonds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the best way he explained it to me was like, you want to buy stocks when they're low.
Right.
And he explained
buy low,
it as
sell
like
high.
they're on sale. Like the stock is on sale, so you want to buy it now. And
That's a
like
good way to
I
look at
always
it.
like think about it like, okay, like you buy stocks low because they're on sale.
That's a good way to look at it.
So like yeah, that's but it's like literally that's
I
and
just-
then they just use some weird fancy word to like say like buy low. Like
I just
sell
know buy
high or
low,
whatever.
sell high.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I always say. I'm like, oh, the stock's on sale. I have to buy it.
I just whatever my 401k is set up as, that's what I'm doing. on the investment grind. But but we've had a lot happen in succession since we've last spoken.
Yeah.
We've had Logan's wake.
Mm-hmm.
We have had them go to Norway.
Yeah.
And we are now getting into the nitty gritty of the guys are now the CEO, co-CEOs, and shit is hitting the fan rapidly.
First off, Shiv is a beast.
I love Shiv. And everyone who's like, she's so awful. I know. I can't get enough of her, though. And she's pregnant.
Yeah.
That happened since the last time we talked.
Yeah, that was the first, I think.
That was like the first.
Episode 4?
That was the cold open for episode 4.
Yeah.
Because they were like calling her about her 20-week appointment. Yes, Shiv rocks.
But that's totally made the dynamic different between
her and Tom.
Yes.
And now they're fucking again. Thank
Yep.
God. Love them.
I know we're jumping ahead, but the bite.
The bitey.
Yeah. Where does that come from? Is that like a thing?
Someone, I obviously listened to the HBO podcast about it, and someone said that someone in the writer's room played that with their siblings growing up.
That's more understandable.
And so they were just like, anyone play bitey growing up? And they were like, what? And he was like, you didn't play bitey? That's how they said that's how they got like Boar on the Floor too. It was just like someone played it growing up and they were like,
Boar on the Floor.
And they're like, you want to play? Yeah, Shiv's storyline is my favorite right now because she's pregnant, scheduling her grief in conference rooms, like fucking with Tom again.
No, Tom, she's now groveling to Tom. Unfortunately, she's still a weapon. She's still a weapon, but now the whole I mean, this is the dynamic. Like now that she's pregnant, she like is looking for someone to father a child, and like she's like looking for stability because not that people can't, but she has the feeling she can't do it alone. So she's now there is a weakness.
I don't think she wants to do it. Kind of period. Based on everything we're seeing from her in terms of behavior, I don't think she really wants to be like a mother.
Yeah.
Because she has such bad mommy issues.
Exactly.
Like she doesn't want to really be a mother, or she doesn't want to obviously be like her mother.
True.
And so I think, I mean, and she's like actively going through a divorce with Tom, the father of the child.
Are we sure?
We're sure.
100%.
Yeah. It's not going to be anyone else. They're not going to like throw a wrench in it and be like, surprise. It's actually some random dude that was in Italy that night. Like they know it's Tom. Also, I don't know if Tom knows still.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
But she's 20 weeks pregnant. That's 5 months.
Whoa.
Wow. But like, how do you not tell the father yet? Or also like,
I don't know if you're showing. I learned all pregnancy stuff from Glee.
I heard.
Yeah. But really, there was a lot of pregnancy stuff in that show.
Yeah, a lot of people were pregnant.
Yeah. Madsen's a freak. Oh,
I hate him.
Did you pick up on when they were meeting in Norway? When Greg, all the Swedish dudes were sitting around, the Norwegians were sitting around the table.
Translation?
The translation was they were making fun of them all being inbred fucks.
Yeah, and then Greg.
The only reason I kind of could figure that out was because they started talking about the Habsburgs, who was like a famous inbred German royal family, and they all like fucked each other, and then their kids were fucked up. And that was the joke for all those wondering. I
read like a whole translation of it, and they were like, these people are crazy. No, so there's 4 episodes left, and I am getting nervous for the well-being of everyone involved in this show. Because so Shiv is doing what she's doing, which is scheduling grief, fucking Tom. Fucking with Matsson.
Oh, we're talking about Matsson.
I hate him. Alexander Skarsgård is such a good actor because he makes me think he is so slimy.
Watch him in The Northman. He's got great range.
Yeah, that's what everyone. I mean, the whole Skarsgård family is like an amazing actor, but like I can't fucking stand Matsson.
I think he is hilarious because he's such like he's
such a douche.
He's such a douche with the guys, but then when you can tell he's just such a weirdo with girls.
Yeah.
that it's kind of hilarious.
Did we talk about the blood thing?
Yeah, let's talk about the blood thing.
Let's talk. Okay, if we're gonna talk about Mattson's a weirdo, let's talk about the fact that
Yeah.
he's sending blood to his assistant Ebba,
Yeah, and the assistant,
or not assistant, PR lady.
Yeah, so and you can tell from the second the assistant comes on screen where she talks about.
She's like, "Do you love it here?" And she's like,
If I don't, they just pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So it was just so obvious that he was just, he's just being a douchebag and fucking around with his underlings.
Do you think the blood thing's real, or do you think he was like trying to leverage power? Like, do you think he was actually sending her blood bricks, or do you think he was just saying that to like creep her out?
To creep out Shiv?
Yeah.
No, I think he definitely was.
I think he definitely was sending blood.
Yeah. Because then there's no reason for him to give her that power to
have that over him.
Yeah, and then that's what forces the deal through. And then fucking Roy and Kendall think they're the superheroes of the deal, but really it was Shiv behind closed doors finding out this guy's a creep.
Right, which we saw when they were on the plane on the way back, and they were like celebrating, and Shiv's kind of just in the back corner, like, I know what I did to get this done.
Yeah.
No, Mattson's a fucking creep, and he's just so slimy. And then when he was on the plane in this past episode, when he comes onto Shiv's private jet, and then he like blows her kisses, he's like, bye, love you. Yeah. Like, he is just like the classic creep that won't leave you alone, and you're just like, oh. And he's a weirdo, a nerd that got a ton of money and is acting. It's like what it's like the saying. It's like, money doesn't make you a different person; it makes you more of who you are.
Yeah, the funniest, honestly, just talking about the filming, that was so cool. Like the Norway stuff, like had some great shots, and then the meeting on top of a fjord.
Yeah,
they helicoptered to the top of a fjord to have a business meeting. That is so cool. Mm-hmm. Like we have business meetings in the
PMT studio.
Yeah, when no one's around.
The house that they used in the Norway episode, the one that they're at, that's like all glass, is the same one from Ex Machina.
Oh,
it's either Ex Machina or The Machinist. Are those both movies?
The Machinist is it must be Ex Machina, because The Machinist I think is with Dark Knight, Batman.
Christian Bale? Yep,
Christian
it's
Bale.
the Ex Machina house.
Yeah.
So, little nod to other cinema, but...
Crazy architecture. The whole cultural dynamic of the Americans...
versus the Norwegians.
Yeah, getting scared. They're like, this guy's an Olympic skier. Like, they all think they're like these like Vikings, and they're going to like screw with us, and super smart techies. And then they get there and just get totally fucked with just by the scold, like the coldness. And then all the sub characters,
they're just mirrors.
Yeah, and then they just like they all got fired.
Yeah. Oh, the kill list.
Also,
I have transitioned into, I'm in love with the dynamic that Carl and Frank have with each other.
Yes.
I think they are so funny. And again, people like, I talk about this on Twitter, and they're like, "You're such bad people." What's new? Everyone's a bad person in this show. They are objectively hilarious. I like retweeted something that they're like Frog and Toad.
Yeah. Yes.
When they were in the robes at like outside that sauna, and they're like their legs are crossed. Like, they are so funny to me. And Carl had that huge monologue in this past episode to Kendall when he was like, "You think you can fuck with me like your dad did? You cannot, and like you will not fuck with me." And because I think Roman and Kendall get above their pay grade a little bit when they're like, "I'm gonna treat." Obviously, we saw it in episode 6. "I'm gonna treat people however I want because my dad did." And it's like, you are, whether or not you want to admit it, you are not your father, and you don't command the respect that your dad had.
Yeah.
And I love Carl and Frank, and I just think they're so funny, and they place them in the plot at the best points to kind of bring this like weird comedic timing into it. Oh, I'm obsessed with them.
And also that they kind of know that whatever happens,
they're fine.
They're just getting a huge check and just getting out.
Yeah, I saw like there's like they'll retire to the south of France whether this works out for them or not.
Yeah, and then the guy, I'm forgetting his name.
Who?
The guy who committed stock fraud with his daughter.
Hugo. Love him too.
He's just such a...
The way that he looks is so funny.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Like, I think his neck is so much
skinnier. His neck is so skinny.
But then it makes me think, did he have some sort of like throat cancer or something?
He kind of looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
But I like all of the side characters but like smaller characters that aren't in the family have him, Carolina.
Mhm.
I think they have all been doing such a great job this season in almost like a look into reality of like, these are not normal people, but more adjusted to reality types of people. And they're like, oh my God, these people are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like with Hugo and Carolina trying to kind of smooth out this
Yeah.
whole transition. And like Carl, Frank, and Jerry being like honestly the big three and kind of trying to keep this whole ship afloat. I really like the way that they've been written into it this season.
Who do you think's the most normal, like, or the best person on the show? Best is in like
Morale,
best
what?
moral. Like everyone's a shitty person on the
no,
show.
like, but morality.
Everyone's terrible. But who's like the goodest person?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's.
Do you have one?
Yes, I think it's Greg's grandfather.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he got out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say someone that we see on screen more though. It's if before season 4 I would have said Greg, but I think he's officially flipped his switch.
Oh yeah.
So I don't even think it's Greg anymore. It's probably, I mean, I don't even know who it would be. Again, Greg in previous seasons. I think now it might be Carl or Frank. Because I think they see through their bullshit more. Not necessarily that they're good people, but I think they see, or Jerry. I really, maybe Jerry. I'll put in my vote for Jerry because she stands up to them.
Yeah.
I think a lot. Even though she got short end of that stick last episode. But
Is Weather Girl coming back, you think?
Carrie,
Yeah.
I think she'll be back in some way. I don't know what way that necessarily will be. I think she'll come
In the
back
will?
in. Maybe.
Remember the document found in the safe?
Yeah.
That being crossed out. Do you think he crossed out Kendall Roy or underlined him?
I think based on the way that the line was started, it was underlined.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Do you think it was crossed out?
I think it was crossed out after finding out about him killing the guy and then him being a shithead and betraying him.
So that makes sense. I'm going purely off of the line. I'm not really going off of the character arc, but I'm going off of the line that it started underlined and then went to more crossed out. Because I've seen like people react to it there. It's like if you're crossing something out, you start with the cross. Like you start in the middle. Where it's like the underline, you start and then maybe make your way up. I also think at the end of the day, we don't know when that was produced. Yeah. So it's hard for us to be like, well, after all of this, it's like, that could have been before all of this. He could have put it in his safe and not forgotten that it had even existed.
Or after he crossed him, he could have been like, oh, Kendall's actually a killer now. Mm-hmm. Like he tried to fuck with me.
Right.
He can go after people.
Exactly. It's one of those questions that you can kind of hypothesize on for a while and you'll never know the real answer. But yeah. I think it was underlined just based on the way it looked, honestly. Yeah. And like I when they showed it on the screen, I was like, oh, it's an underline. But it's sure as fuck wasn't Shiv. So, which I hate for her because she's getting squeezed out slowly. Whether I want to admit it or not, because I think she's the best. But
she definitely could end up. Something's gonna happen with Roman being a creep to older women.
Like a sexual harassment thing?
Yeah. Who is he sending naked pics to?
Jerry.
Yeah. So that something like that might come out. I mean, Kendall's kind of getting a lot of bad flack from like the Living Plus stuff.
No, but that ended up better. Well, yes and no, because there's no way Kendall, in my head, there's no way Kendall ends up CEO because it's too obvious.
Yeah.
He's the oldest. He wanted it the most. So in my brain, he can't be in. And so I think something's going to happen to Kendall. I think Kendall might end up dead, honestly.
Yeah. The bomber jacket stuff, you think he ODs?
I could see that as a possibility. Well, I mean, him in the water at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
I every time he's near water, it's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Because of the car accident.
Yeah.
And him in the pool when he almost killed himself. Mm-hmm. And then now. I think these are all, him and water have a very special relationship. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's going to end well for Kendall. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm still so interested to see, because it's gonna so this is episode 7 this week. Next episode is the election.
Whoa.
So I think this week will be a big setup episode too.
So episode 7 is called Tailgate Party.
They're at a party, I saw.
And then episode 8's America Decides. Is that the election episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, based on the title too. But I saw episode 8 was the election episode.
9 is Church and State, and 10 is TBA.
No, they released the title of it, and it's I'm forgetting the name of it, but it has to do with the rest of the 3 seasons finale titles, and they all are lines from a poem about hold on. Beep, beep, boop, bop, bop.
All the bells. So they're all the last episodes of the season?
Yeah, it's like the season 1, 2, and 3 finale. All of the titles come from the same poem. It's the like something like Deadbeat 29 poem or something.
Okay. Nobody Is Ever Missing is season 1. This Is Not for Tears is season 2.
Poem.
All the Bells Say
titles.
is season 3.
Dream Song 29. So
what is that?
So Dream Song 29 is a poem written by John Berryman, and all of the lines from the season finales come from his poem, where season 1 is Nobody's Ever Missing, This Is Not for Tears, and All the Bells Say. And the Dream Song 29,
wait. Are they, so there's 3, there looks like there's actually 4 verses.
Yeah, and Dream Song 29 is about the reality-bending exploration into the mind of a terribly sad and troubled young man, where he has all of this guilt, and he thinks that his family hates him and stuff, and it's all imagined. Like, it's all imagined poem. It's basically like this guy thinks up this whole reality that isn't real, and he did not commit. Like, he was like, I committed a murder, and he didn't. Like, so I think there's some parallels to Kendall's real life.
What if Kendall
dreamt this whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that meta, but
or maybe what if like Kendall's, I don't know. Because Kendall killed somebody.
That he did. And okay. But yeah, so I think something like that poem I'm just assuming will parallel Kendall and his, I'm gonna say demise. I don't know how he ends, but I'm gonna say demise.
So
but it's all about guilt.
So the last, if they're all in succession, so this is the last verse. So, but never did Henry, as he thought he did, end anyone, and hacks her body up and hide the pieces where they may be found. He knows he went over everyone, and nobody's missing. Often he reckons in the dawn them up, nobody is ever missing.
So again, we're not going to know how that plays out, obviously, until the end, but a fun little factoid to know is that all of those titles revolve around Kendall, I'm assuming, based on who it is. But yeah, I think each character is on their own journey right now. Roman is obviously spiraling.
Yeah. He's on drugs. Have you picked that up?
Oh, he's coked out. For sure.
No, he's popping pills. Because when the weather girl, I'm terrible with names, Carrie drops all her stuff at the apartment, he grabs a bunch of pills that she dropped.
Does he?
And put them in his pocket.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Though.
Yeah.
Oh.
When he helps her clean up.
Oh, I mean, he's definitely drugged out.
Yeah.
Just the way he's being so irrational and firing everyone he possibly can.
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah. I think he's saying one thing and feeling a very different way. Like when he was on the mountain with Mattson and was like, you know, I'm so gone, I'm so dead, and you made me come to Norway the day after my dad died. So I think he's just putting up this like hard armor of like, I'm a good CEO, I'm firing all these people, and I'm showing my alpha male whatever the fuck, and none of it's true. And he's just, this is how he's coping with whatever is going on inside of his brain. And then even in the last episode when they had the deep fake of Logan, and it was just him being like, Roman has a micro penis and never makes the right decisions. I think he's just deeply sad. He loved his dad the most out of any of them on a more consistent base. And I think he's just deeply sad and is going to make a big decision that may be like irreversible. Again, I don't know what that could be, whether that's about the deal or about like, again, he fired Jerry kind of. He fired that movie executive. So I think it's just a lot in his brain, and he's just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. Connor we didn't see in this past episode, but he bought the townhouse that was Logan's for a measly $63 million from Marsha. And obviously I love Willa. Actually, Willa might be the most moral person in that show, but also she's like married Connor for money and was an escort. So she also has skeletons in the closet, but she might also be in the running for the most moral.
Really? Because she doesn't love that guy.
She loves him. She cares about him, I think.
She cares about him because he's a...
But I think he hired her...
money well.
He hired her as the escort and then just like kind of never let her leave.
That's...
I mean, you...
Entrapment?
Kinda. And again, if that's how Willa got her money, more power to her. But Connor had a heavy hand in that situation more than Willa did.
Yeah.
Willa was like, oh, I'll get $100,000 or however much it was to stay with this like rich dude. Okay. And here we are.
His presidential election isn't going well.
No. And I think that'll be funny for
the runoff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to play a much bigger role in coming episodes.
Yeah. With the election and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Connor and Willa are just married, and I think they're living a happy life as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we didn't see them in episode 6.
Predictions.
Yes.
And my dog wants attention.
Whitey.
What do I think is gonna happen? Like
Immediate treat
with this Sunday.
Yeah.
So they're all pissed at Mattson right now because he put out that Nazi tweet. During the Living Plus keynote. So I saw in the preview that he basically like crashes their party.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's going to be a confrontation of some sorts with the kids and Mattson. I don't know if that fucks the deal. But I think there's a confrontation of some sorts. And then they have a party for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just because you also have to remember this is all happening in like day by day. So it's like it still has only been 3 days. Come here, Whitey.
Whitey, come here.
He's being a bother.
Does he have to go out or something?
No, he shouldn't.
He just wants to hang. Oh my God. If you're not listening or if you're not watching this on YouTube, Billy is disciplining Whitey. And I don't think Whitey's having it.
Nope.
And he is not
I
having
thought
it.
he was getting a treat.
But I think he's just gonna chill. I think he just wants to hang. But yeah, I think it's gonna be some sort of confrontation. But I don't know what this party's gonna be. I'm kind of excited. I also hope that we see Tom and Shiv kiss again.
Yeah,
I love
or bite.
them. Or bite. I just like they are just so fucking toxic, and I'm obsessed with it.
Mm.
But yeah, what are your predictions?
Someone dies.
In the next episode?
Yeah. Someone young dies. And
like Kendall
or Roman.
You think one of them dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have a death pool. We should have a bet who wins first.
I think I'm putting my money on Kendall.
Roman's the one who's popping pills.
I know, but Kendall I think might.
Yeah. I think Greg is sort of
evil now.
Yeah. I don't think we might not even have a clear winner.
We don't. That's why the show is so good. There is no clear winner because it's almost one of those things where it's like Roman and Kendall have won as of right now, so there's no way that they can win in the end. You know what I mean? Where it's like, there's no way that they'll just be like, all right, cool, and we'll just keep doing this forever. Like something nutso is going to happen. I'm also thinking, I'm back on Shiv might take over grind. She might, I think, fuck them. Because she'll kind of reveal that she's the one that got them to 192.
Yeah.
And I think Shiv might be like, none of you losers could do it. I did it alone. Just by like flirting with him. And
does she keep the baby?
we won't know because it'll be in 5 days, like in TV show time.
Yeah.
Unless they do a jump. I would love if they did a time jump.
They could.
I like the last episode. They're like, okay, 10 years later.
Or they do like Gilmore Girls.
I never watched Gilmore Girls.
Oh, they just like Gilmore Girls ended, and then like 10 years later they did like a reboot.
Oh, and then they did the reboot. But I think
but that would be completely different.
I would love if they did a time jump to be like, okay, they end it however they end it. And then, okay, 10 years later, this is what has transpired since then.
Yeah.
I would love I love a time jump. Or I love it when they do movies that are based off real events and they have the end be every
like
character.
So,
like Blindside did it, Air did it.
Yep.
Yeah, love those movies.
Just gives you
Remember the
closure.
Titans did, yeah.
I mean,
like
real
the
life,
closure.
you already know what happened, but like if it's a fictional movie, like if they do the jump
Right.
ahead, you're like, oh, okay. Like,
right.
This
Or they
is a
show
nice
what they, I mean,
ending.
obviously Succession isn't like real, but
Yeah.
like then they show what they're like in real life and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe Matt Damon played this guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Oh, also I'm on a Murdoch deep dive right now. Because I just found out that Rupert Murdoch, the 92-year-old, has a 19 and 18-year-old, 2 daughters.
Oh, you're
What?
scoping out.
No, the older one, the 19-year-old, was at the Met Gala on
What?
Monday. And she goes to Yale. I looked all of this up and I was stalking her Instagram, and she I don't think I talked about this on the last one. She's like, if you didn't know her familial connections, you'd be like, oh, a rich city kid. But yeah, Grace Murdoch was at the Met Gala, and I was looking on her Instagram, and she's public, and she posts again with her 92-year-old father. She posts with Rupert Murdoch as if he is like a fun-loving all-American dad, and she's like, happy birthday, Dad. Like, you're my best friend. I love you so much. Like, happy Father's Day. Like, you're the most hardworking man I know. Babe, your father has corrupted American politics.
Right.
Like,
I know.
your father is Logan Roy. How are you posting like this? Like,
yeah.
how, and all of her comments are like limited to like people that follow her
Oh.
or that she follows.
Yeah.
But it's like, what a weird dystopian thing that your dad
Yeah.
is 192, and then she's posting with him like our dad, like my dad,
Yeah.
Right.
and she's like, happy birthday to the most hardworking man I know. No, it's like, your father has single-handedly
Right.
ruined America.
like, it's still her dad, so I get it, but like,
but it's just
don't,
so
like-
don't post about
yeah,
it.
just don't like write the glowing caption about
Right.
it.
And then like she posts with her mom, and like her parent, Rupert Murdoch, and her mom have been divorced, but she's like my mom and dad are like the best people I know. I'm like, oh my God, your dad's
Who-
fucking Rupert Murdoch.
Who the hell, like, what the hell happens at the Met Gala? Like, it's a $50K ticket. No one actually talked
So-
about what happens. Is it in the Met?
It's in the Met.
in the Met.
Yeah, but yeah.
So the stairs
that's
that
what I
you see
thought.
all
Yeah.
of the pictures on are just the like Met
Yeah.
stairs that are on 80th, but or on 5th, but it's a like charity event.
Yeah.
So you have dinner and there's a performance. I think Lizzo performed this year, and it's that whole, you don't know what happens inside the Met. It's
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
event. Yeah.
So
And you walk through the exhibit that's the theme is based off of.
So I've been looking into some Epstein stuff, some new stuff's come out.
Yeah,
and
what's
he
going
was,
on there?
He was at the Met Gala
He's-
in like
oh.
2003
Oh.
Yeah.
with Maxwell. So I'm like looking at all these old photos
wait,
of
let me
them
look.
there. Yeah, like, so this is what Ghislaine Maxwell wore to the Met Gala.
What was
It's
she
a
wearing?
denim. She wore all denim.
Well, maybe it
It
was,
was probably the theme.
theme
Yeah.
Met Gala.
So
Unless, I mean, some people just like won't follow the theme. They just do whatever they want.
yeah,
Mhm.
so this is her at the gala in all denim. Tell me what you think of this look.
Is it the one with the shorts?
Yeah, denim shorts. I just sent it into the group. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look up. And did you say this was 2003?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up what the Met Gala
Yeah.
theme was in 2003.
I wonder because I don't hate it.
if it's at the Met Gala, I hate
But-
her.
But yes, I hate her. But yes, it seems casual for the Met Gala.
It was Goddess, the classical mode.
I don't even know
So-
what that means.
Neither do
She's
I.
just like cosplaying like denim. Like
Right.
Also Met Gala, like how like insane it is. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. Like obviously it was like
Yeah.
campy, but I'm looking at every picture from the Met Gala in 2003, and none of them look like they're following the same theme.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like celebrities weren't invited. Like
No, they
rappers and
it was like Nicole. I'm looking at like Nicole Kidman,
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Like Hollywood.
yeah.
But
like
now, like, Stephon Diggs was there. Like,
fucking
from the Bills.
athletes.
Yeah.
Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes and his
Yeah.
stupid wife were there.
So I think his wife's fine. The brother.
The brother.
the
brother, I mean-
Okay. Anyway, so this is
Anyways,
something.
what is going on with Epstein? I didn't
So-
see.
Based on law.
A bunch of new stuff came out. Apparently, he was buds with Noam Chomsky.
I've heard that name, but I don't know the.
Yeah. So
reason
Noam
I know that name.
Chomsky, like basically Epstein was very close with all of these super intelligent people. Like Noam Chomsky was a public intellectual known for his work in linguistics, political activism, and social criticism. I don't really know much about that, but one other person that he was very good friends with was Arian de Rothschild.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Arian Foster.
Spoiler.
Turns out Arian and Epstein would hang out all the time. The fuck?
He didn't want to tell us.
Wait, so like a Rothschild?
Yeah. So like apparently with their like charity, and it gets weirder. Lawrence Summers, who's the ex-Treasury Secretary and Harvard president,
Okay.
he donated a shit ton of money to Harvard. The current CEO of Chase, who I think just stepped down, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase, and the head of Barclays, Jess Staley, which is like, these are some crazy names. And then islands.
These are all of those people that are like rich but not famous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they don't want to
exactly.
be famous.
And they don't want to because they're doing Epstein shit.
Yeah. So apparently his islands have now just been bought. His Little St. James and Big St. James. They've been
To
bought.
turn into like a luxury thing, right?
Stephen Deckoff bought Jeffrey Epstein's luxury islands for $60 million to build a luxury resort. I'm just saying this guy was definitely knew Epstein because he lived in the Virgin Islands for such a long time. He's
So, like,
definitely
everyone
buying
in
it.
elite New
Yeah.
York knew Epstein.
He's definitely buying it and using construction to cover up whatever the hell's there. He's apparently
Oh,
turning
you
into a
think?
big hotel. Yeah.
But like, what's there to hide?
Well, we don't know.
But like,
Bodies?
no.
And
what-
also, like, how do
Also,
they think they're
Epstein-
still going to get away with anything?
Also, Epstein's dead. Like, what is he defending him from?
We don't know if he's dead. Well, other
Okay.
people. No, we don't. Well, I mean, we know he's dead, but we don't know who killed him. We don't know why. Like, there's a lot of weird shit that happened.
Right.
Like the guards.
You don't
there
think
was
they're
new guards
I mean,
on duty?
also, you don't think they've been through Little St. James and like done a full sweep through?
No,
Why not?
because
Also,
the
like,
government.
there's always things like that where, like, they're not telling you everything until they can.
Yeah.
So, like, they probably just, like,
until they
can't-
have to.
Yeah. Like, there has to be more that they know about his death.
That's true. Like
I don't
they
know.
know. I mean, the government knows.
They're
all
not
of
going to,
it.
like, publicly tell.
Nor do they have to.
Right.
Yeah.
It is crazy, though.
So what do you? I mean, do you think they should? Like, what should they do with it? Should they just like decimate it?
I think we need to check it out. I don't know. And by the way, this dude
I'm
looks
not
like
going.
Should we
such a
go?
Should we
weirdo.
go?
Should we do a video?
Yeah, actually, like let's scrap Duluth.
Yeah.
We're going to Little St. James.
We're going to Epstein.
But like, look at this dude who bought it. This dude looks like an absolute muppet. Like this dude looks like someone who do
Such a
bad
funny guy.
things.
Oh, my God. He does look like a Muppet.
He looks like the one, the bird with
Yeah.
the beak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Bird?
What the
Oh,
fuck's going on?
That dude definitely does weird shit.
Like this
Oh
this
my
dude
God.
was definitely at Epstein's Island doing weird
Yeah.
shit.
Also, his tie in this picture is planes and clouds, or no, birds and clouds.
It looks like, it
Oh,
looks
no.
like swords, but yeah, it's a bird.
Also, the head of the CIA, William Burns, met with Jeffrey Epstein multiple times in 2014 before anyone knew about, after he got convicted of his first sex crimes, but before this all came out. And then William Burns has claimed that he didn't know who he was when he met with him like 6 times. Like you're telling me the CIA director,
Yeah.
the Central Intelligence Agency director, intelligence, you're supposed to know things, didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was.
Yeah, it's just.
And then they asked the White House press secretary about it, and she was just like, we're like, does President Biden, like, she was just like, I'm not going to comment on that. Like, what the fuck? It's so whack. And the thing is, the only reason I'm keep bringing it up is because it's getting they're trying so hard just to sweep it under the rug. And like,
and Billy is going to be the one
I'm gonna
that
figure
keeps
it out.
it in the news.
I'm going to figure it out.
Investigative journalism.
Yourself.
Yes. I would. It's gonna be.
I hope you do.
Me
Yeah.
too. No, it would be awesome for the podcast if you solved the whole Epstein thing.
Or I get killed.
Oh, I mean, you'd get killed. That's
Yeah,
They kill me, and they're like, oh, like, how would they try to like make it look like I like overdosed on drugs?
Billy doesn't do drugs.
I don't do drugs at all.
You kind of do.
Well, I did.
Put a lot of things in your body, though. Not drugs, but just like things.
It's like supplements.
Yeah.
And psychedelics
They
aren't
would
the
just
ones that
like
get
kidnap
laced.
you and then like not let you eat meat
Mhm.
for
They'd put you on a
weeks,
vegan diet and you just
and
shrivel
you
up.
would literally just pass away.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Your iron levels would fall so fastly that they'd say, "We got him."
Yeah. But hopefully it all comes out.
I hope so too. And Billy will be at the center of that.
Yep.
I will take a trip to figure this out. Get real deep.
To
You
Little
should go with
St.
Donnie.
James?
Yeah, Donnie and I should go to Little St. James. Turns out it's not that hard to get to.
How is it not that hard to get to? I don't get that.
It's well, all you need is like to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands and then get on a buoy
Boat.
and then go to the island.
A buoy?
Like a
Isn't
dinghy,
the buoy the
a
thing?
dinghy.
Oh, like
Like a dinghy.
a dinghy, like a little boat,
Like a
Yeah,
little boat.
okay.
like a fishing boat.
Like the boat that the rich people take to and from their yacht.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
it's yep.
Because it's a little boat.
yeah,
Yeah.
Or the
the rich but not famous people.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
But anyway, some weird stuff. So
it is
just
Crazy
keeping
Town
update.
USA.
So thanks for listening to this extra dosing. I hope you enjoyed. Well,
Just a little catch up.
we just like to. This
We
is
like
one of those
doing
things
this.
where we
It's
just
for
like to
fun.
shoot the shit. It's fun. I hope
Yeah.
you guys enjoy it. It lets us practice our podcasting skills and try to,
And talk about
Get some
succession.
reps
Get
in.
some
yeah,
reps
get the
in.
reps.
I like doing them.
Yeah,
It's
we're
fun.
gonna keep doing them. So I don't give a fuck if you like it or not.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna keep you. Sorry,
If you don't want to listen, you don't have to.
no one has to.
You knew it was. This is an extra dosing. This is extra.
I
Like
saw
you
a
don't
comment
deserve.
recently that was like somebody was complaining about a podcast, and then another person was like, "Why are you complaining about a free thing that nobody's forcing you to listen
Right.
to?" Like
This-
it's like
yeah.
crazy.
This is extra dosing. This isn't part of your allocated macro or
No,
nano
It's
dosing.
in the name.
Mhm.
It's extra.
Yeah. But perfect. Thank you guys for listening, though.
And thank you, Whitey, for being such a good boy.
Yes.
He misbehaves a little bit. I'm not
No,
going to
he
let him get
didn't.
away with it.
He just wanted to have fun.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Goodbye.
Love you guys.